Good evening. It's Tuesday, October 14, 2025. This is a regular meeting of the Newburgh Enlarged City School District. I'm John de Ed, the board president, and we will begin tonight with roll call.
Ms. Christine Bello. Ms. Thomasina Bello.
Here.
Ms. Boucher. Mr. Bergarelli.
Here.
Ms. Burks.
Here.
Mr. Duray.
Present.
Mr. Howard. Here. Mr. Levenstein.
Here.
Ms. Politi. Ms. Wang.
Here.
Thank you. For our first item, before we move into executive session, we have with us tonight Mr. Doug Zimmerman from the EFPR auditing firm, who's going to make a short presentation to our public and to the board.
Good evening, everyone. Again, I'm Doug Zimmerman, partner with the EFPR Group. When we conducted the audit of the district's financial statements for the year ended June 30th, 2025, we did have the opportunity earlier today to review the results of the audit with the audit committee, and I'll just go over a few of the highlights of the results of the audit that we performed. Anytime we perform an audit, we start with performing a detailed risk assessment of the district. That includes looking at the results of the last year's engagement, along with any changes that had occurred over the previous fiscal year. We identify significant audit areas and obtain a detailed understanding of the internal controls in those areas. We then test the effectiveness of those internal controls. And based upon those tests, we design detailed audit programs for each of the significant areas of the district to allow us to issue the various opinions on the financial statements of the district. The main results will be issuing what's called an unmodified or a clean opinion on the basic financial statements of the district. They conform with all the various accounting rules and regulations that you have to follow in accordance with the Governmental Accounting Standards Board. We also issue a separate report, which is also an unmodified opinion on the extra classroom activity funds. There is a separate federal grant compliance audit that we're in the process of preparing, and it is expected that that will be completed and issued in November. Currently, because of the federal government shutdown, the Office of Management and Budget has not released final guidance yet, and so upon release of that, we'll be able to complete the audit and issue it to the district. And then finally, the other thing that I wanted to cover that was included within the basic financial statements is an opinion in accordance with government auditing standards, and there was one item of note there. A material weakness in internal controls was noted regarding the accounting records and the significant audit adjustments, and that was recorded as number 25001. There's one last slide there that is really just a repeat of, again, of the fact that the extra classroom activity fund also was unmodified, and again, that the federal grant compliance audit is not yet able to be completed. That is due to the federal government by March 31st. Of 2026. There's a 9-month window for filing of that. So again, once the federal government reopens and OMB issues that final guidance, we'll be able to complete that. Again, that was a very high-level overview of the results. I'd be certainly happy to answer any questions anyone has.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
For clarity for the board, the item is 10.14, and that's still on the agenda for discussion for adopting the audit. Item number 2, executive session. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby recesses into executive session for the following purpose: matters made confidential under FERPA, matters leading to the employment of particular employees or corporations, employment history of employees or corporations, collective bargaining under the Taylor Law, and to obtain advice from legal counsel. Could I get a motion and a second on executive session?
So moved.
Go ahead, sir.
Ms. Thomasina Bello.
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli.
Yes.
Ms. Burks.
Yes.
Mr. Duray.
Yes.
Mr. Howard. Mr. Levenstein.
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello.
Yes.
Thank you. We are back in public session. Next item is the Pledge of Allegiance, tonight led by Mr. Philip Howard.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like to take this moment for us to have a reflection of the tragic incident that occurred in our district last week, where the life of one of our sixth graders, Matthew, was taken. I would ask that we reflect this time on all who were negatively impacted, the family, the broke family, the community, the buildings where he attended school, Southfield School, Power School. And that we just have a moment of reflection to understand the gravity of what truly has happened, and that on our watch, please not allow this to happen again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. We are at item 3.1, public comment on agenda items. Before we have anybody up to the podium, just a couple of reminders. When the bell goes off, that means your time's up. Time is 5 minutes. And also a refresher that if somebody's speaking from the podium, they're speaking to the board, but they're speaking to the chair. So comments to other board members while someone is speaking, not really allowed. With that, we have the list.
First person signed up to speak on agenda items is Mr. David Ryan. The next person signed up to speak on agenda items is Mr. Erica Burnend.
I would say that's Eric rather than Erica, wouldn't you think?
My apologies.
No worries. Good evening. My name is Eric Berend. I'm a property owner in the town and a taxpayer. I'm here for our teachers, our staff, students, and parents, the people who make this district run.
Excuse me, sir. One
Sorry.
second. I just want to get the microphone on.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
All right. Shall I start again? Perhaps it's better. Good evening. My name is Eric Berend. I'm a Town of Newburgh property owner and taxpayer. I'm here for our teachers, staff, students, parents, and taxpayers, the people who make this district run. And I'm also here in support of David Ryan, a parent, a taxpayer, a husband, an American with his right to speak. He cannot be here in this evening, so I speak in his stead. I also rise in support of Mr. Ryan's Education Law Section 310 appeal. Respect is a contract. Teachers show up for students, parents show up for children, taxpayers fund the system. The board's part is to bargain in good faith and run an even public forum. Our teachers have had no contract since July 1st, 105 days without their contract. But the board, in the meantime, has advanced other agreements. The Donegren Group on August 26th, a consultant proved on July 1st, while senior administrators receive favorable terms, including lifetime benefits in at least one case. The contrast speaks for itself. Respect is a contract also in the sense that, as you pointed out, everybody should have 5 minutes. They should be able to speak to the bell. This was not accorded to Mr. Ryan on one particular occasion. And I think that that is something that we should be concerned about. The First Amendment's one of the most important things we have in our society and our government. And I would remind people that we, as citizens of New York and the USA, enjoy a special tradition in that regard. Because it wasn't in Pennsylvania, it wasn't in Virginia, it wasn't in Massachusetts. It was here in New York that the Federalists and Anti-Federalists had the debate that decided whether we would ratify the Constitution or not. And they produced the Federalist Papers, which, by the way, the Supreme Court refers to time and again in its decisions on constitutional law, including the Bill of Rights. So these things matter, and they matter to me. So to remove any doubt about earlier today, members of this board, perhaps not all, were served with an appeal on Mr. Ryan's Section 310 action. To remove any doubt about those services today, about his filings previously, formal service was completed earlier by a process server. To ensure clarity on what was served, I am tendering and delivering identical reference packets that make reference to the content of that service to each official on the dais today. With the chair's permission, I would like to approach now. Very well, these are named, and I will be glad if you'd be willing to distribute them accordingly. Thank you.
Mr. McCoy, we're being advised that you can distribute those.
Let the record reflect that the reference packet for each trustee was tendered and delivered at this time. These packets document
Pardon me, sir. You're more than welcome to come deliver them yourself.
Okay, thank you. Right. Thank you. Ms. T. Bella? Thank you. I don't know by name, so I'll have to look here quickly. Actually, I have to get my glasses for a moment.
Mackenzie.
Okay. I have, okay. I don't know if they're gonna, okay, Ms. Boucher? Okay, well then. Let the record reflect that I was not permitted to deliver these individually.
Sir, he can come through.
I guess I will finish this up very briefly. I didn't hear the bell yet. Is it done?
5 minutes has expired, sir.
All right, then. I shall not expect any further time. It's only fair then.
For clarity, what agenda item was this in reference to? This was agenda items.
Perhaps I should have written on the non-agenda item. I may have made an error in not waiting for that part of the session.
Okay, thank you.
In that respect, I would ask that it would be received as equivalent as if it had been received in the succeeding session, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's nobody else signed up to speak on agenda items. If anybody would like to address the board on agenda items, please step forward.
Tracy Wallace.
If there's anybody else, please step forward.
Tracy's coming up.
Tracy Wallace, City of Newburgh. So I emailed the board and I emailed the administration about speaking on the policy, the 4,000 policies that are in first reading on today's agenda. There are several. I just wanted to mention an important one, at least for the public. I think that it's important, again, these are not required. I sent recommendations based on other policies that I've seen, but I think it would be helpful, and I've mentioned this before. So for policy 4311.b, and/or 8242, civility, citizenship, and character education, interpersonal violence prevention education. So we don't have this policy, and so the interpersonal violence prevention education is this district will utilize the interpersonal violence education package provided by the State Education Department. These materials will be incorporated as part of the health or other related curricula or programs for students in grades K through 12. I don't think this is harmful to the district. I think at a time, we really need to be proactive, especially with violence prevention education. I think that this is a time for the district to reflect on their policies and curriculum and what we can add to our district. And again, I've emailed the board and the administration. So I wanted to mention that, and then the others were the 4321 policy for programs for students with disabilities. There are several different things that we can add to this policy, and so I'm just going to say the referral process was not added. Recording a committee on special education. The Board of Education believes that the parent or person in parental relation who attends committee on CSC and CPSE meetings concerning their child should have the right to record. That could be added to your policy. Independent education evaluations. As I scroll, preschool special education. Again, recognizing that ensuring that all resident preschool children with disabilities have the opportunity to participate in special programs and services from which they may benefit from. To be added to the policy in addition to reevaluation, annual review, and then other policies. So I'm asking for the board to review the email that I sent. I know it's in detail, but these are things that we're missing from our policy that I'm hoping that also your lawyer will review, and hopefully will see that this can benefit our district. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else that would like to address the board on agenda items? Okay, we'll move on to non-agenda items. The first person signed up to speak on non-agenda items is Ms. Gisela Para. Okay, the next person is Mr. David Rain. Mr. Eric Burend.
This is completely impromptu, but I'd only just recently learned about this terrible tragedy from a few days ago. And something that came to my mind was that, I won't mention the movie, but it's been seen by many millions around the world, in which there is a particular scene that I think is very heart-touching and expresses the moment, in a sense, of that tragedy. No parent should ever have to bury their child. It's a horrible thing. And I really feel for and express my condolences for all those who have been touched by the passing of this child. It's something that will obviously linger for quite some time, and healing is not to be presumed. It does really take some time and some understanding, hopefully, somehow, because it usually never makes sense. And that's all I wanted to mention. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Jennifer Walson.
Good afternoon. Jennifer Rollison, City of Newburgh. I'm a lifelong resident, alumni of this school district, and ideally consider myself a supporter of all things Goldbacks. I came here tonight out of the need to speak up on a couple of issues that impact students at NFA West. Whether or not this can be addressed here, I don't know, but I haven't been here in a very long time, first time speaking, so forgive me. Firstly, it's my understanding that the designated school counselor is no longer there, and so far, no word on if there are any intentions to fill that important role. I must stress this seems counterintuitive to all the measures and emphasis this district highlights of West's promise for individualized student focus and support. I really hope that that position is filled quickly. Secondly, earlier this school year, I alerted the school of concerns regarding the basement art classroom having pipes that have fiberglass coverings broken open and potential health issues associated with that. Not only for the students, but also staff. It's a small room. Them being exposed to that, it's pretty harmful, the materials, especially in a closed space. So far, 3 emails later, I have no idea if or how a plan is being made to ensure our students are not being exposed to these materials. I'd like to know if the district's building folks have a process to go over and check things, or if I need to file like some sort of, submit a request. Lastly, today I was informed that due to various behaviors and issues within the school, there are collective consequences for all students. Today, all bathrooms were locked and unavailable without a request to teachers that they would then trickle to the principal, who would then determine access. Out of the entire student body, 1 bathroom for access for all. And it was to be individually decided. If they were in a meeting, you had to wait or possibly hope the nurse's bathroom would be granted. As a female, I find this really horrible because we like our dignity intact, correct? So if this is a one-off, I don't know. But this is an extension of last year where there were policies going about like this. But I just feel that this is not how we should be starting out the year. I try to understand. I don't know if this is a district procedure or policy, but I do want you to consider that if this maintains, our students have less access to bathrooms than incarcerated folks, and I find that a little disheartening. Students were also told that trips would be canceled and their participating internships, a significant part of their programming would be dependent upon meetings with advisors, that they might not actually have that opportunity. I know and understand the challenges of working with our youth, our teens, but just because, just as they bring certain challenges, there are those that are following, contributing, and wanting to be part of the positive culture at West. Our kids work hard and should not be seen and addressed in this punitive, blanketed way, and I really hope that this is something that is not usual and that it can be addressed. And if it is something that's embraced by this district, I hope it can be revisited. Thank you.
Thank you.
The last person signed up to speak is Ms. Carla Johnson.
Good evening. Welcome back, my favorite superintendent. I have a child that goes to CAMS, which a lot of you already know. I signed her up for an IEP because I wanted to see what services I could get her for reading, because she's so below the grade average, the grade level of reading. So Dr. Bowen had came with me to my IEP or whatever meeting, and we sat down with Mr. Gowaki and all these people that don't even look like London. Only person in the room that looked like London was Dr. Bowen. So I would like to have support for IEPs, because reading online on all these different services, like accommodating London through her services, like extra help in the classrooms, teacher complaining a little bit about incomplete work. I try my best to make sure that she does what she can do, like Mr. Gowaki says, but when it's time to turn it in, it's a whole bunch of negative remarks. By the time a kid goes to the 5th grade and they don't know how to read, going into the 6th grade is kind of like a bummer. They're not interested. My daughter is not interested in going to school because she suffers with reading. So if you look at an IEP, that's kind of her only weakness, is reading. So with IEP, I thought it come with extra help. So I don't want the teacher ever again to tell my daughter anything negative when it comes to academic work, because I've signed her up for an IEP so that she could get the extra services that comes along with the IEP. So when I was younger, IEP was, hey, something's wrong with you, you on an IEP. Now that London is on an IEP, I learned that especially gifted kids are on IEPs. So my mindset is a little different now than it was when I was young on the IEP. So I'm begging everyone here to please try to give parents services for IEPs. Like how can you like help me understand what an IEP really is? Because the IEP just put her in the IEP, and then when she goes to, what is it, middle school, she's not going to a class where there's only 10 kids. So maybe from 5th grade down, then 12 and 12, and then when they get to the 6th grade, middle school, then she's gonna get broken down into a smaller setting. That's gonna kill her confidence. And I'm her biggest supporter. There's a lot of other things that I wanna say on the mic, but I'm gonna hold that to myself for the meantime. I'm gonna continue working with Mr. Gawaki and whoever else that can help my daughter, but just try to get us some services where we know what these IEPs is about, because training staff on how to work with children with IEPs. So you got one teacher who's trained to work with kids with IEPs, and then you got that other teacher who getting on my last nerve. So I already emailed her and expressed to her that she needs to try to use different kind of words with London, because once you tell London something and you shoot her confidence down, she comes home to me, she brings it to me, and then I have to step up and speak up for her. So please have someone reach out to me, explain to me what the IEP is about, and if she's going to a smaller setting when she leaves GAMS, I don't know if I really want the IEP anymore. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Tracy Wallace.
Hi, I'm just going to ask for the admin and the board for support for people like parents, like the parent who just came up here. So I just had some suggestions on this. A few board meetings ago, many board meetings ago, I asked the board if they could look into paying for or getting advocates for parents that need it in their, when they go to these IEP meetings, they need an advocate. And I don't think this is far-fetched for the district that sees a parent in need, that is distraught and says, hey, I need help. Look out for other advocates. If the district has to pay for an advocate, the district should look into grants or funding in how we can support our parents who need advocates during these IEP meetings. I'm not saying that every parent needs an advocate at every IEP meetings, but certainly parents that ask for it, asking for the board to work with administration on finding a way to support parents that need advocates during their meetings. Another way in which we can support parents is there are many, many free trainings out there. I know an advocate that gives free trainings for IEPs for parents. I'm asking for the district to coordinate with these organizations that give free IEP meetings to offer some agreement with the advocate so that they can offer these IEP trainings for parents in the district. I think that there are many ways in which we can find advocacy, but for parents, especially parents that just came up here that says, hey, I need help. These IEPs are not easy. They're not written easy. They're written like you need a lawyer in the room. And so, there are parents that really do need advocates in order for them to, get the right resources. And it's not even about, sometimes it's, you have an advocate, and then it's like everybody got to be on the fence. Like, so an advocate is just like a mediator, right? You want to get your resources, you don't know how to get it from the district. The district is then, saying this is what we have to offer, but sometimes you just need somebody to think outside of the box. And somebody advocates can say, these are the resources in which your district can have, this is what we can provide, then the district can say what you can provide. And so I'm asking for those two different supports for the parents. One, to pay for an advocate if needed, and two, to work with people that have free trainings, IEP trainings, or even work within your district if you can't contract with organizations, with advocates that offer these free trainings. If you can work within your own district for your own advocates, for your own, special education, exceptional learner departments, if they know of any IEP trainings, if they can offer IEP trainings, if they can create a presentation, for parents, just so that we can support parents that need this advocacy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to address the board on non-agenda items? Please come to the podium.
Thank you. We're at Section 5, our Item 5, Superintendent's Update.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I share everyone's sentiments. We had a tragedy in our community, and we continue to mourn the life of the young man that was taken, but also the life of the young man who committed the heinous, tragic act. It's very sad when we know that this is deeply rooted in our community. It's impacting not only those two families, but we know that our entire community is hurting. So please know that we are trying, we're working on continuing to support the community. We'll be sending additional things out from my office in terms of what we are doing moving forward. We will be having a community meeting, and it's really a call to action to really continue with some of the work that we began last year. We've included additional folks in the meeting because we know that it's a community initiative and we can't do this work alone. So we are committed, we will continue to support, and we will do it together. So please know that the Board of Education and the district administration, as well as our administrators and staff, we stand with the community. One of the things I'd like to also say is thank you to the folks who supported us last week. The multiple police agencies, the district attorney's office worked collaboratively with our professionals as news unfolded to support our schools and professionals throughout the day. Even today, someone from the district attorney's office was here working with our director of security. They are not dropping the ball. This is really serious. They are very intentional in ensuring that we can support our community. Our community partners and many faculty and staff continue to work together to support our students, members of my cabinet, myself, Mr. Duray, some additional board members. We went to a few of the schools. We had an opportunity today to visit one of the CISM teams to really offer some support, talking about some of the things that we are doing in the building and how we can support not only our staff members, but also our students, because this tragedy really impacted a lot of people. I am deeply appreciative for everyone who provided their support and continues to check in as we continue to process and heal as a community. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Dr. Manning.
The next one.
Is that 5.2?
5.2, New York State School Board Recognition Week. My next item recognizes our board. New York State School Board Appreciation Week is an annual initiative by the New York State School Boards Association that highlights the invaluable volunteer service of local school boards who dedicate countless hours to overseeing the education of their communities, youth, setting policy, and supporting student success. This essential work is being further enhanced by the recent addition of our student members, who serve as non-voting representatives on school boards. This mandatory inclusion provides a crucial firsthand perspective from the student body on educational policies and programs, making the decision-making process more informed, representative, and relevant to the students they are ultimately designed to serve. I appreciate the time and dedication each of you provide to our community. I, along with the New York State and NYSBA, recognize you this week. Thank you for being here tonight, Tina. Thank you, Mr. President.
I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I know the rest of the Executive Council is also really appreciative of this statewide opportunity, and the student body definitely feels it. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Items 5.3 and 5.4. I present these items for your consideration.
Thank you. Item 5.3, resolution to authorize the superintendent to execute a letter of support for Youth Build Newburgh. Get a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on this item? Mr. Howard.
Thank you, Mr. President. Madam Superintendent, can you talk about Youth Build and what that is and what that initiative impacts?
So Youth Build provides lots of support for our community. I don't have a copy. So much of the work that Youth Build does, it offers our students opportunities to do hands-on work, internship work, and really gets them prepared for careers outside of school. So this is why we continue to support this initiative for the past few years. I know that I look forward to signing this letter, this opportunity to continue to work with community partners to ensure that our students have internship opportunities to enhance their skills.
Yeah, so who is available to apply for Youth Build, and what target market do they address?
Ms. Peterson.
So this letter of support is to help RUPCO and Youth Build obtain a Department of Labor work-based grant. So this letter is going to be included in their application to that. Applicants can, if they fit the criteria at the local Youth Build, can go and apply to be a part of their program through the Department of Labor. So it's a part of a community initiative and workforce development.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on this item?
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levenstein?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
No.
Thank you. We're at item 5.4, resolution to approve 2025-2026 Superintendent of Schools goals. Can I get a motion and a second, please?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Discussion on this item? Ms. Bello?
While I appreciate the superintendent's goals for 2025-26, and I agree that the areas identified are very important. However, I have serious concerns about the lack of measurable outcomes, timelines, or performance indicators. These goals, as written, are broad and aspirational, but without metrics, they are difficult to evaluate and nearly impossible to hold accountable. I believe the community deserves more than general statements. We need clear, specific goals that define what success actually looks like, how it will be measured, and when it will be achieved. That's the standard we should expect from any executive at this level, especially one entrusted with the leadership of our entire district. And I was just especially disappointed that there's really nothing with regard to graduation rates or literacy rates. And they're two of the biggest concerns.
Thank you. Any further discussion on this item? Yes, sir.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. Duray,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
No.
Ms. Boucher.
No.
Item passes.
Thank you. We're at item 6, Board President. Item 6.1 is resolution for second reading and adoption of policy number 9112, fraternization by consent. Good. Motion and a second.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on this item? Go ahead, Tina.
Okay. I noticed that there was an outline that students will also get training pertaining to fraternization between staff and students. I was just curious about what the process of integrating that will look like. Specifically, like, would that be a digital training, like students watch a video, or if it's in-person training, something that goes further than that? And how that'll be implemented annually, who's keeping track of this? Yeah, what will the process look like for students?
So this is a first policy of its kind to hit the district. And I know that was one of the things at policy committee that the board members asked, what would that be? So the regulation attached to the policy talks about a little bit about that. We have to explore it with building level leaders. I know that there are times when you guys do assemblies. There's Aaron's Law type of presentations that you guys do that individual in classroom. So we're trying to seek a resource that can do both. Sometimes online training does not allow students the opportunity to ask questions and what does this really mean. We also are thinking about ways to perhaps incorporate it with social media as well, because that's also a big part of it. I know that sometimes we use our phones and we communicate and we're open about how we communicate with adults, but we also need to make sure that we have that. So we have the exploration. If it's passed tonight, it's something that we will address with administration, and we hope in the early new year that there will be a training for students.
Any further questions?
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. Duray,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Boucher,
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli.
Yes.
Thank you. We're at item 6.2, resolution to authorize the board president to execute agreement with assistant superintendent for student support services. Could I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved. Second.
Discussion on this item. Ms. Bella.
Yeah, I was concerned about this because the contract contains all of our obligations to the employee, but there is no jobs description of what we are actually getting for our money. So that's, I mean, I never saw a contract like that, but it's just everything expected of us, but nothing expected of the employee is indicated in the contract.
I do believe the job description is different than the contract.
Well, then you should have the job description available to the board members so that we can see, and so we can measure.
Before I brought this one on, I did go back to April 9th. There was an assistant superintendent that was brought on, and it's basically identical contract. There's no job description within that contract whatsoever. So that's the template that is drawn up by our legal department. Mr. Levinstein?
So just a point, if that is what someone wants to find out, they can ask when we get the agenda, and they can send it to you, so you would know and be, then you may have additional questions, when it's presented in front of you. But if you ask for it prior, then you would be able to see that.
Mr. Howard?
Yes, Mr. President, is this a new contract? Is this a new position?
Help me with that.
So it's a revision of a title?
Correct.
Right.
So this is just a contract extension or an addendum to the contract?
Correct.
So the job description would not be a part of that, correct?
Yes.
So if you needed the job description, as Mr. Levinstein said, why didn't we request it when the agenda went up on Friday? That's my first question. But my second question is, we know what Dr. Mack does. She's been doing it for 4 years. So I don't get the question. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this item? Before we go on, I do have a comment in answer to Mr. Howard. What does Dr. Mack do? I don't know everything she does, but I'll tell you what I do know. I do know I go to the coronation for MBK, and I watch the young men look at Dr. Mack, and they revere her for helping them. And I don't know how many incidents that could have happened in our community that her work prevents. She works with these young men tirelessly. I go to the backpack giveaway. I find out, and I didn't know this, Dr. Mack organizes it every year. And in the middle of the day, she's wondering, how could I make it better next year? And we often talk about graduation rates. And if you line young kids up and they're all getting backpacks and we're teaching them to love school and to come to school and see the types of things that Dr. Mack does, that's very, very important within our community. So I would just like to share that. Thank you, Dr. Mack.
You're welcome.
And let's not forget the incredible work that she does with our family and community engagement team, which is one of the most powerful departments that we have in this district, which is boots on the ground in our communities, in our buildings, and in our schools. That initiative comes under her purview. So, yeah, she does a lot. She does an incredibly amount of work in this district with the most needed population. But, I guess that's not enough for some people.
I'd be happy to state what it is that I do that's in my job description, should I need to do so.
I don't think that's necessary.
Thank you, sir.
Any further discussion on the item? Let's take a vote.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
No.
Ms. Boucher?
No.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
That item passes.
We are at item 6.3, resolution to authorize the board president to execute an agreement with the deputy superintendent. Could I get a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion on this item? Ms. Bello?
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused here because back in January, when we hired an acting superintendent, the then minority really blasted us because they said it was a needless expense because we had a deputy superintendent whose obligation per her job description was to serve. And, and you constantly criticize the majority. So now fast forward to tonight, and now you want to pay an additional amount, call it a stipend or whatever it is, for something that is listed in the job description to serve in the absence of the superintendent as the chief administrative officer of the district. So were we given misinformation in January? Are we being given misinformation now?
Mr. Howard.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I believe that conversation was around the fact that in absence of the superintendent, the responsibilities of the superintendent's job should have devolved to this position of the deputy superintendent. Now, that being stated, when she became acting superintendent, she was doing both jobs of acting superintendent and deputy superintendent. So I think that is what the $200 stipend is about. And if I'm incorrect, somebody please correct me.
I suggest that you would read the job description for the deputy superintendent. But beyond that, what's the total amount? What are we, you want us to vote on this, but we're not given an amount.
I'm not exact, but I think about $9,200. I think it's 46 days at $200. I could be wrong, but I'm close. Mr. Bergarelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. This was discussed before in exec. Our counsel had told us there are differences between the deputy superintendent's job position, that if the superintendent was out for sickness reasons or something like that, a very small amount of time, her being the deputy superintendent covers her. But in the instance where we don't know we're going to have our superintendent back, certain decisions cannot be made by a deputy superintendent. They had to be made by an acting. That was explained to us. And also, this dollar amount isn't a new thing. This was explained some months ago. This is not new.
Mr. Levinstein.
The only other point I'll make is this is not a new precedent. When we had an acting superintendent before, there was a stipend given, a daily per diem stipend to his salary to do the job. That was the deputy superintendent who did the acting superintendent's job.
Any further discussion on the item?
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
No.
Ms. Boucher?
No.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
That item passes.
All right, we have a couple of items for discussion. Item 6.5, first reading of policy 9501, non-represented employees. Any discussion on this item?
Point of order, sir.
Sorry.
6.4 is a resolution to approve the removal of a policy.
Excuse me. 6.4, this one does require action. Resolution to approve the removal of policy 9140.1, staff complaints and grievances. Okay, a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on this item, Mr. Howard.
Yes, so we discussed this in policy, and one of the questions that was presented to our legal counsel was, I wanted to be sure that all the items that are contained in here were contained in other policies that we have throughout our policy manual, and that instances will be, that can be referred to in this policy that we're removing, were being taken care of in other parts, either contractually or through policy. Mr. Shaw, can you speak to that, please?
Please.
For employees who are covered under collective bargaining agreements, they have a grievance procedure there. For the relatively few employees who aren't covered by collective bargaining agreements, this policy created a certain right to grieve. The policy is duplicative with respect to many employees, and it was my recommendation to pare it down and also to consult with the policy service to see if they have a model of that nature. And at the next policy meeting, we'll bring something back which is targeted for those employees and also written consistently with Article 15, Section C of the General Municipal Law, which the current policy exceeds in its requirements.
Could you explain policy service when you said the policy, please? It's just over some.
So, the district subscribes to the New York State School Boards Association Policy Service, which is one of two major services that create policies for board consideration. The other is Erie BOCES 1, and the board for many years has been a subscriber to school boards.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw.
Thank you, Ms. Bello.
So basically what I read was that you were removing this because of redundancy? With, we had, I don't know, but rescinding a policy that explicitly protects staff from coercion, interference, restraint, discrimination, or reprisal sends a chilling message, especially in a climate where trust in leadership may already be strained. So I don't know why that we don't, just refine it rather than eliminate it.
I would say Mr. Shaw just answered that, but you can answer it again.
Right, it's going to be tailored for those who do not have recourse through a grievance procedure. That's the point of it. And also to make sure that it hits the essential requirements in general municipal law, and not more.
Any further discussion on 6.4? Oh, well, it's for discussion, so action. Need a vote.
Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
No.
Ms. Boucher,
No.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. Duray,
Yes.
Mr. Howard.
Yes.
That item passes.
We have two items for discussion, 6.5 and 6.6. 6.5 is first reading of policy, non-represented employees for discussion. We get put on the board. Or?
Eves, could you put that policy up on the board for 6.5?
For discussion only. No comments, we're moving on. 6.6, first reading of policies, 4,000 for discussion. Any discussion on these items? Okay, we're moving on. Item 7, student board member update. Zwang.
Just say next slide and we'll go to.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm sure you've heard, but if you haven't, my name is Tina Wang. I'm beyond excited to be representing the Newburgh District student body for high school, at least. So yeah, October is a pretty eventful month for student activities, and I'm really excited to be the one to present it tonight. Next slide, please. So I thought it was appropriate to start with the student council, since the position there is what got me in this seat. But we just finished our freshman elections. The halls are lined with posters right now. And our first student council meeting is set to start on the 21st. We're going to start talking about fundraisers, grade-specific goals, and for seniors like me, prom. Next slide, please. Yep, there you go. Fall activities in full swing. Next slide, please. Okay. Very exciting. Homecoming week, chock full of activities here to touch on. Our Spirit Week themes were just released, so don't worry, I'll go through these all if they're not familiar to you. Monday will be Performative Man Monday, followed by Twin Tuesday, White Light Wednesday, Nerds vs. Jock Thursday, and Hogwarts Grade Color Wars. If you're not familiar with what a performative man is, it's kind of an internet meme of an archetype of a guy who enjoys, for example, matcha, feminist literature, indie music, but on a surface level. He performs cultural signifiers that allude to them being sensitive and mysterious. It's a very lighthearted joke. So kids would like dress up in button-down plaid, wear wired headphones, and of course their Labubus. So very fun opening to Spirit Week. Twin Tuesday is always good for participation. It's very easy to do, so you see students participate in that. White Light Wednesday. Traditionally, you just wear a white shirt and you write on marker with it a lie about yourself. For example, I would say I am 6 feet tall, so minor white lie. So that's something to participate in. Nerds vs. Jock Thursday, very self-explanatory. So you come in with your jerseys, and you come in with your big circle glasses and face off or something. Okay, Hogwarts Grade Color Wars. There's a lot of different ways to do color wars. This year we went a very nerd route, I guess. So each grade will have a different house assigned to them. Seniors claimed Gryffindor already. Everyone else can fight for second place and wear the colors of their house. Pep Rally is October 23rd. We're brainstorming a lot of fun games to play, like a wig snatch game. So look forward to that. And we moved our previous Pink Day for breast cancer awareness to the 24th after we had to move to VC. So students and staff, anyone, wear pink, October 24th. Powder Puff game is 10/21, followed by our homecoming game, the 23rd. Our juniors and seniors will face off on Academy Field and will be coached by our amazing staff and also student volunteers who I personally can say are very talented. The juniors managed to win last year without much of adult presence. Sorry, Mr. Cameron, but there you go. Our HOCO theme will be blue and gold, so a lot of school spirit, and our homecoming dance, also blue and gold, planned by our lovely juniors. Overarching theme is Big City Dreams. Next slide, please. Okay, I took the liberty of grouping together two traditionally scary topics. So we have Halloween and college decisions. And also maybe a slight tidbit about grievances. So starting from trunk or treating, we're looking for volunteers for car trunks for our trunk or treat. Please donate your trunks. If there's any students who drive and are for some reason watching this, please volunteer. Over at North, there's a financial aid night. So they're hosting With Them Out, an event to guide students through the FAFSA process and financial aid. At Maine, SUNY Orange and Dutchess Community College will come visit October 20th and 21st for informationals and an instant admissions event. College Fair will follow on the 28th with a bunch of options from public to private, liberal arts, you name it, colleges. And a current or recent grievance that I've been hearing from the student body is this mythical addition to the water bottle policy. I know personally that there's been a ban on aluminum water bottles. So students have been bringing reusable and plastic ones, but I've been hearing from students that guards have been pouring out liquids, or if the bottle is opened already, they're pouring out the liquids. None of us were notified about this, and if it was notified, it wasn't pushed, so a lot of students were confused. Personal anecdote, I was talking to my brother about this on the way home. I said, "Do you know anything about this?" He said, "Yes, actually. They took my plastic water bottle today that was already open. It had clear water in it. Not only did they dump it out, but they threw the whole thing away. So he couldn't reuse that water bottle. Really inconvenient." So yeah, a lot of complaints over that. Next slide, please. And here's a section dedicated to NFA West. Yes, I did mean to write edit there. I thought I would be like clever to do a newspaper wording, but I thought West deserved their own section because they tend to be overlooked and there's a lot of great things going on there. So next slide, please. Hispanic Heritage Celebration. So West had a really wholesome pachanga, which I'm told means a festive party in Spanish, where they enjoyed food and dance. They were invited to wear flags, jerseys, and traditional clothes to celebrate their heritage. They honored Rudy Rodriguez, they dedicated the West cafeteria space to him. He was a former security guard and became mentor and a really beloved member of the West family. Their Archtober initiative went off great. Juniors, in collaboration with Color Cube Inc., created Green Patriot posters and screen printed them during a live event, which you'll see in the next slide. So here are some visuals provided by Miss Kylene D'Alfonso. Shout out to you. Yeah, she's lovely, very, very lovely woman. Next slide, please. And just to close today, I thought it would be important to touch on the recent tragedy that has affected our community. Our student body is obviously still grappling with this. It's a very impactful situation. When it was happening, we had already been planning to do a lockdown drill, which then turned into a real lockout. A lot of students were confused, scared, and when the news finally was out, a lot of us were devastated. And there's already been a lot of tensions between districts in the sports sphere. We just hope that other districts will be sympathetic and that they know that our community isn't defined by the lows. And we're definitely all trying to heal together right now. So, yeah, I'll end with that. Thank you.
Dr. Mack.
Thank you. I just wanted to make an announcement about Thursday, October 16th. There will be a Million Man March commemoration because it has been 30 years since the Million Man March took place. Our MBK Fellows are keynote speakers at this event. We will be meeting in front of the courthouse at 300 Broadway at 5 p.m. We're asking students, everyone, to come out, students and adults. We'll be meeting at 5 p.m. and we will march over to John Lewis's bust, where students will say some words and speak about justices and injustices, and it will pretty much end at about 6:30. So if you're available on October 16th at 5 p.m., please meet us at the courthouse and walk with our students because they are excited about this event. Thank you. And that's Thursday, October 16th.
Thank you, Dr. Mack. Just like Ms. Wang, thank you for providing real-time reasons why we do this job. That was very good, and I know Dr. Manning was writing down your concerns, so very appreciated.
Yeah.
We are moving on to item 9, Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Ms. Holder. Good evening.
Point of order, sir. You skipped me.
Oh, you fell off the page. We're going to go back to item 8. Mr. McCoy.
Thank you, sir. I present the minutes from September 30th, 2025.
Thank you. Get a motion in a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Call it up.
Ms. Christine Bello.
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello.
Yes.
Ms. Boucher.
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli.
Yes.
Ms. Burks.
Yes.
Mr. Duray.
Yes.
Mr. Howard. Mr. Levinstein.
Yes.
That concludes my items, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. McCoy. Ms. Holder.
Thank you. I have items 9.1 to 9.27 on agenda for your consideration.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out any items? Mr. Howard.
Thank you, Mr. President. Item 9.9.
Okay. Ms. Boucher.
9.24.
9.24. Bello, you have your hand up?
919 and 920.
Anyone else? So we have 9.1 to 9.27 minus 9.9, 9.19, 9.20, and 9.24. I'd like to separate out 9.15. Okay. Get a motion and a second on 9.1 to 9.27 minus 9.9, 9.19, 9.20, 9.24, 9.15.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on these items? Mr. Levinstein, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, Ms. Holder, I'm going to ask if the following is an accurate description of the Human Resources Agenda as presented as of now. HR agenda items A through G, including appointments, changes, statuses, leave of absences, and resignations. Supplemental memorandum of agreement between the district and CSEA. Approve a contract in lieu of probation for an interim assistant principal and a special education teacher. Nullify a contract in lieu of probation as certification was achieved. Create the following positions: a clerk for the Bombville Health Office, part-time clerk for the McKinney-Vento grant, part-time driver for the McKinney-Vento grant, My Brother's Keeper community liaison, My Brother's Keeper community coordinator, and approve the following appointments: substitute administrator, 21st Century and Empire after-school activities, home teachers, after-school alternative instructors, winter athletic coaches, Schedule J appointments and rescissions, curriculum writing and professional development, My Brother's Keepers fellow mentors, teacher on special assignment as a Title I school improvement instructional coach, human resources generalist, supervisor of restorative justice, abolish 2 vacant typist positions with 2 data processors previously created, abolish 1 vacant principal typist position and create a principal clerk position, authorize agreement with a medical consulting firm, and authorize an employee medical exam. Ms. Holder, is this correct?
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Boucher,
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. DeRay.
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein.
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello.
Yes.
Thank you. We're at item 9.9, resolution to approve Empire after-school programs. Get a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on the item. Mr. Howard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to take this opportunity. I had the opportunity to go to Meadow Hill School for the Hispanic Heritage Program, and it was an incredible program. Really enjoyed myself. Got my pink hoodie to represent cancer and support Meadow Hill School. But bigger than that, one of the vendors there was Mrs. Wanda Mejia Jenkins for the 21st Century Program and the Empire Program. And the things that they're asking, they need bodies. They need bodies in these programs. And in light of what's going on in our communities today, what's happening around our district, I know we have not as many people here this evening, but I know we have a large viewership who tunes in for other reasons. But I want you to take this opportunity to encourage our young students to participate in these after-school programs. And another conversation I want to eventually have with our superintendent is to try to replicate some of the programs that are going on in other areas, other communities, other parts of the state, where these after-school programs, they actually go on to almost 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening. The whole idea behind that is to give kids something to do. Give kids something to do to keep them off the streets, keep them occupied, and have them a part of some of these dynamic programs that are going on. There's another program going on in the community, Mark's Friends, over on South Street. They had some issues with their funding, but everything is back on point now, and they need students to participate in these programs. So I don't know how we can try to encourage our students to become a part of these programs, but the Century 21, the Empire Program, Mark's Friends, and there's some other programs going on throughout the communities where we need to start encouraging our students, our scholars, to participate, to be a part of these programs. Because I'm a firm believer, and I had a conversation with the superintendent the other night, we try to tell kids what not to do, how not to be a part of these negative activities in the streets, but we're not giving them opportunities and alternatives. These are opportunities, these are alternatives for our kids, And I think we should go all out and try to fill these programs to capacity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. Anything further on this?
Oh, I do. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, the cookbook. Oh, absolutely. Awesome cookbook that I got from the program, from the Hispanic Heritage Program. And I got a recipe for rice and beans. I've been looking for it and looking for it. I finally got that. But the last thing I wanted to say was Miss Mahia Jenkins told me to give her number out. So if parents are listening, the number is 845-699-1261, extension 86561. And she's readily available. She's taking names and wants to fill these programs to capacity. So I encourage all parents, all teachers, if you can encourage your students to participate in these programs, let's get these programs full. Thank you.
If I may add, please, we encourage our parents to go on our district website. All of the programs are listed on our district website. Please, go on our district website and register your student. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Levinstein, go ahead, please.
So I know at one point there were classes about like flying drones and drumline and things like that. Are all, it's not just math and English that are at these programs. It's something that kids can really enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments or discussion? 9-9? Yes, sir.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Thank you. We are at 9.15, resolution to approve tenure recommendations. There's one person on the agenda tonight, Mr. Donald Harding, teaching assistant, Horizon on the Hudson. Congratulations from the district. Congratulations from the board. As Dr. Manning had said a couple of weeks back, we'll be celebrating everybody who achieved tenure from July until November at a celebration in November.
Yes.
So thank you. Job well done. Get a motion and a second on 9.15.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Thank you. We are at item 9.19, resolution to create an MBK community collaborator liaison position by consent. Could I get a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion on this item? Ms. Bello.
Yeah, I was just wondering why the funds for this position are taken from the general fund rather than the grant.
So in becoming an MBK certified community, we also have to find sustainability within our district to sustain MBK so that we can become a model community. So there is not necessarily a grant at this time that supports this. The grant that we had, the Family and Community Engagement Grant for MBK, we're waiting for the new RFP to come out. We've been waiting since June 1st. So we need to go ahead and move forward and create these opportunities to best support our community and our students.
Thank you, Dr. Mack. Any further discussion on the item?
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
No.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Thank you. We're at item 9.20, a resolution to create an MBK coordinator position. Get a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. DeRay,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein.
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
No.
Ms. Boucher,
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks.
Yes.
Thank you. We're at item 9.24, resolution to approve human resource generalist appointment. Got a motion and a second?
So move.
Second?
Discussion? Ms. Bello?
What is a human resource generalist?
So as a part of our plan this year, we were looking across human resources to determine what support is needed within the district. A human resources generalist is an individual that will be able to look at some general functions of HR, whether it's benefits, contracts, general labor management. So they generalize in all areas of human resources in an attempt to restructure and strengthen that department.
Further discussion on this? Good, sir.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein.
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Boucher,
No.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. DeRay.
Yes. Thank you. We are at item 10, Assistant Superintendent of Finance.
Mr. President, I have an item to walk on, an extra item.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Holder, please.
Resolved that the board hereby authorize its president to sign a settlement agreement regarding the case of Sands Mugai versus Jacqueline Manny Campbell et al. Pending in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, case number 23 CV 7539, as presented to the board at this meeting.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and a second to add?
So moved.
Second?
That's it.
Roll call to add. Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Boucher,
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. DeRay,
Yes.
Mr. Howard.
Yes.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and a second on the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Roll call on the added item. Ms. Christine Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Boucher,
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. DeRay,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein.
Yes.
Thank you. That complete, Ms. Holder? Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 10, Assistant Superintendent of Finance, Ms. Roaring, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. President. The Finance Division presents items 10.1 to 10.14 for your consideration on consent this evening.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out any items? Ms. Bello?
1010
Okay.
and 1013.
1013. Anyone else? Okay, can we get a motion and a second on 10.1 to 10.14 minus 10.10 and 10.13?
So move.
Second?
Thank you. Discussion on any of those items?
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Boucher,
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. DeRay,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein.
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 10.10, could I get a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion on 10.10? Ms. Bello?
Yeah, I have asked repeatedly for the contract for this gentleman, and I mean, I haven't gotten it. So this was one of the concerns from the forensic audit in a possible duplication of services, and that's why I wanted the contract, so I could see what was expected of him, and I haven't gotten it yet, so I can't support this. And actually, every single time we do this, his fee goes up 20 to 30,000, which is crazy to me.
Any further discussion on the item?
Ms. Boucher,
No.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. DeRay,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello.
No.
That item passes.
Thank you. Item 10.13, resolution to approve bills and reports. Could I get a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Get a second. Get a second, please. Thank you. Discussion on the item? Ms. Bello?
Yeah, I'm wondering why there's a 2-month lag on the treasurer's report. Is
So
there,
I'm not clear exactly what the question is. If we're referring to the timeline for submitting the June report, we
Yeah.
can't do that until the audit's been finalized, which you accepted this evening. That's why they came now.
well, the concern that I have is that we haven't gotten a treasurer's report. And essentially what we're doing is we continually create new positions, hire new people, and all this stuff. And it's like, it's the equivalent of continuing to write checks in your personal account, and you never see what you actually have there, what your balance is. And that's why I think it's essential that we have a current treasurer's report and not get one in September for June. That doesn't help us out. And, you know, it doesn't do much for transparency and accountability. And, you know, when we have these things, we can detect anomalies and overspending or underfunding before they become a crisis. So missing reports delay our ability to intervene. And I think that's detrimental to the board for our ability to do our job properly.
Thank you. Ms. Peterson?
I'll just reiterate again what Mrs. Rung said about the process for fiscal oversight for districts. Districts cannot issue a treasurer's report until we have a finalized audit, which occurred this evening. The auditor gave us a presentation. Once the books are finalized, then we can issue a month closing. So this is not an uncommon thing. It happens in every school district. Until the audit is completed, we cannot issue the June report, which we did this evening. So this was the same process that we went through this year. Last year, it's the same process this year. It was issued. These are our June reports.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson. Mr. Levinstein?
Well, I want to address what was the item we did before, 1010. I don't know if I can do it now, just for 1 minute, if you allow me. I know, and I'm supporting Ms. Bello's request, and I know that she's asked for that before, and my answer might be, would it be better, instead of asking for in a meeting, that she emails the president and the board clerk and asks for that item? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are on 10.13. Any further? Go ahead.
I want to respond. I asked Matthew to check because I did provide that in July of this year, the same with the rationale for the contract. So he's going to check his records because I did provide it in July. So it'll be forwarded to you.
Any further discussion on 10.3?
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Ms. Burks,
Yes.
Mr. DeRay,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein.
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
No.
Ms. Boucher.
Yes.
Thank you. That concludes our items.
Thank you. We are at item 11, Assistant Superintendent, CIO, DPO, Mr. McGrath. Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Division of Technology and Data presents for the board's consideration on consent items 11.1.
Thank you. We have one item. Can I get a motion and a second?
So moved.
Thank you. Discussion on 11.1?
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
This concludes my items.
Thank you.
Item.
We are at item 12, Assistant Superintendent Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. O'Grady. Good evening.
Thank you. Good evening. Curriculum and Instruction Elementary presents 12.1 for your consideration.
Thank you. Get a motion and a second on 12.1.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on 12.1.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Nothing further. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Item 13, Assistant Superintendent C&I Secondary. Good evening, Dr. Soto.
Good evening, Mr. President. Curriculum Instruction Division presents agenda items 13.1, 13.2, and 13.3 for the board's consideration on consent.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out any of these items? Get a motion and a second on 13.1 to 13.3.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on these items?
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Thank you. That concludes my items.
Item 14, Assistant Superintendent Exceptional Learners, Mr. McGrath.
The Division of Exceptional Learners presents for the board's consideration on consent, item 14.1.
Thank you. Good motion and a second on 14.1.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on 14.1.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Thank you. This concludes the items.
Thank you. We're at section 15, public comment on agenda items. Would anybody like to speak on agenda items? You have 2 minutes to come to the podium.
That's right, Mr. Woody, 2 minutes.
Good evening. I'll be less than 2 minutes. I just looked at 9.5 earlier and just had a question. The difference between principal typist confidential and principal clerk confidential.
Thank you.
So the difference between a principal typist and a principal clerk, clerks have more function with purchase orders, finance, different things like that. So it's important, especially in positions, that we have the diversity within offices, and especially when we are also handling different application. Most of the functions are similar, but there's a couple of differences within their job descriptions.
Mr. Bergarelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Earlier tonight, we had one of our community members make a statement about our teachers working without a contract. Can we go ahead and explain that exactly, if our teachers are indeed working without a contract? Maybe legal counsel can explain that?
Mr. Shaw, if you could.
The collective bargaining agreement with the teachers had a nominal expiration date on June 30, 2025. However, under the New York State Civil Service Law, Section 209A1E, it extends all of the terms of the contract until the next contract is reached. So there is always a contract in place. As a practical matter, teachers advance a step on the salary schedule. If they earn more credits, they're paid for the more credits they earn, up to a cap of $400,000 in the aggregate per school year. If they reach a longevity plateau, they get paid for longevity. All of their benefits, all the emoluments of employment continue as if the contract was still in effect. And that's been the law in New York since 1981. So when it said that the teachers are working without a contract, that's not true. The contract is extended by law. What is different would be changes to the contract. Will there be an increase to the salary schedule? Will there be changes in any of the rights issues covered by the contract? All of that is negotiable. And the parties have bargained in good faith. There are no charges of an unfair labor practice that have been leveled by the teachers against the district or the district against the teachers. There are some deep impasse issues that have been placed before a mutually selected mediator who's very skillful. The parties met with this mediator most recently on October 3rd. We'll meet again on October 16th. And the parties are committed to meeting to try to forge an agreement in the interest of the students, the school community, certainly the teachers. And also it's important to know that this Board of Education's policy has not threatened to have the contract other than fully retroactive to July 1. So it's just a matter of time. Hopefully that time will come soon.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. That is very informative for the entire community. Mr. Howard.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I want to speak to something in regards to exceptional learners. I know we talked about the CSE and the CPSE teams. Is there any way, so we had a parent that approached, spoke to us today, and it bothers me to my core. There are families in our community that are not totally aware of the IEP committee meeting process. And I think that it's important as a district that we be more expressing to the individuals in our communities what these meetings look like, who should be at those meetings, who shouldn't be at those meetings, but more importantly, what takes place at the meetings and the education career of our exceptional learners and what it entails from year to year. At some point in time, if we as a district or as a board, if we can give a presentation on that, because I've been approaching the community so many times in regards to IEP meetings and parents telling me that they weren't there, and I'm asking, why weren't you there? And they said they didn't know about it, or they had to work and they couldn't get off work. But I know that there's situations that we make that available through Zoom so there's things that families don't know. And I think that at the end of the day, the people that are getting impacted the most are the children. So if we can do a better job, a more explanation in regards to what those meetings look like, who should be there, who should be representing, who should be advocating on behalf of a parent, because we have some parents that can't advocate for their kids. And they really need help, aid, and assistance. And I think that we should do better, we could do better, and I know we will do better in regards to those meetings. But I just wanted to speak to that because that parent that spoke this evening, that went to my core, and it hurt for a parent to be feeling that way. And I know that in conversation with Dr. Campbell, that's definitely something that she wants to address. But
Excuse me, Mr. Howard. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
what happened? Oh, I'm sorry. Where was I at? Okay, yes, that we can address that. I think it's important that we help our community, that we help these parents, that we help these students, and that we give them what they need. And I know that's what you want to do, and I think people need to understand that that's what we're trying to do, and that we will do better.
I'll give a little bit of a brief response, but the short answer is yes. If last year seemed like such a long time ago, if you remember last year, we started to include curriculum and instruction and special education. And part of that presentation was to make sure that we know that there are multiple entry points in the curriculum, particularly for special education learners, gifted and talented learners. And so we wanted to ensure that we had a seamless process. Part of the work now, since being back, is really putting the department and the division back together. We are fortunate to have many members of our team. Mr. McGrath also has a background in special education, so we've been leaning on him a bit. Ms. Peterson has also been pitch hitting, as well as the other assistant superintendents. So we've met. We're trying to rebuild that department out, that division out. One of the goals, I'm not sure if we can get it to the October 28th or perhaps November, we talked about doing that very thing. Really going through the special education process, the steps, a roadmap, so to speak, to explain the entire process to the community because it is confusing. To us, it seems like it's a normal process, but to parents, families, members of the community, it's really educational jargon. And so we want to make sure that we can be transparent and just really help the families to understand what each of these processes are. So we will work on getting a presentation. I know that we met with the division a few times. We have another meeting next week, I believe. So we'll really talk about, if not the 28th, then maybe the first week or so in November. Don't hold me to it though. We're struggling because we have some additional pieces that we need to put together with the skeleton crew.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell.
Welcome.
Thank you. Oh, Sade.
Is there a way that we could possibly get a list together for one-to-one parent advocates? I know that they are available. We do have some in our community. I myself am a one-to-one parent advocate, but I can't advocate for the parents of this district because I serve this district on the board. But we do have one-to-one parent advocates in this community that can sitting on meetings with parents. So I don't know if there's a way that we can get a list available and make that available to the community. I think that would help.
There is a listing and a process for that. We can maybe promote that. They're called parent members, not advocates, just to help support the process and being at the CSE meeting, making sure that they're aware of the what can happen at a meeting, how you can advocate for yourself, but they're just parent members at the discretion of the parent. So that's something that we can try to put forward.
So maybe that's something that we can do, Dr. Sklarz, if you can help us a little bit with that. Maybe if there's a place on the website that we could put for exceptional learners and put parent members so parents can know to go there and to look at that list. That's something that we can do to begin to help to educate them in terms of the supports that are in place. So that's a good recommendation. Thank you. Thanks.
Perfect example of what I was talking about. Thank you, Dr. Campbell.
Ms. Burks.
Last question, I promise. This is only, this is from what I know. The district does have one advocate, special educational advocate. That's as far as I know. But is there a way that we can do a contract where we can hire more? And I would just say be very mindful because I just had to serve a cease and desist because my son's personal information was leaked by who I had. So if we can hire more advocates and just be very mindful of the background check.
Ms. Peterson.
So the district does not hire advocates. We can help promote parent members. We don't, we work with advocates, within the CSE process, but the parent member that we do have are for students that do not have a guardian ad litem. So then that person is the person that is appointed by the board for those services. The parent members are volunteers that is between the parent and the parent member, but the district does not hire advocates.
Last thing? No, seriously. So the interchange of those two words, because that's what we hear in the community, about parent advocates, but it's parent members, and it's two separate entities, and stuff like that needs to be explained. Because I have so many parents that approach me and say, "I need a parent advocate. I need a parent." No, you need a parent member to sit in with, and that's important. Little things like that is important to let the community know what they need to know.
Thank you, Mr. Howard.
I don't disagree, Mr. Howard.
Anyone else?
I think that's it. Check is waiting to speak.
Who is?
Dawn, food check.
Oh,
Want to say something. Come on, Dawn. Sorry, Dawn.
I stopped getting up and down when you guys were talking. Okay, really quick. Dawn Fuchek, Town of Newburgh, item 6.3. I just find it interesting that there's a question about paying a stipend of $200 per day to our deputy superintendent in her role as acting superintendent. Did we forget the salary that we paid the acting superintendent prior to Ms. Peterson? I believe it was a bit more than $200 per day. Item 9.24, thank you, Ms. Peterson, for clarifying that role. It's very helpful for understanding and clarification for the community. And item 10.10, again, for understanding and clarification for the community. Perhaps there could be some discussion about what this individual's role is. I happen to know that the individual drives and oversees the work of the entire capital project, and it's a critical role for the successful completion of our capital project. And perhaps maybe even there could be some discussion around this person presenting maybe once a quarter, once a month, something, sharing updates on the capital project. That's all. Thank you.
thank you, Ms. Fuchek. Anyone else approaching the podium? Any other comments?
Mr. Howard, are you good?
We're going to move to item 17 called adjournment. Got a motion and a second to
So
adjourn.
moved.
Second. Ms. Christine Bellov? Yes. Ms. Thomasina Bellov?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli? Yes. Ms. Burks?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.